Chair, allow me to say this. You know, Senator Chute is trying to dictate the business of this committee. He should be reminded that he is only a friend of the committee. And if he has any other substantive matter, he can raise a substantive statement.
Chair,
we have a lot of work
well noted.
Senator
I then rule.
I
then rule to that.
The problem with Mandago is he thinks he's still a governor. You are not a governor, my friend.
And it sets out that no public officer shall refuse to produce before Parliament or a committee any paper, book, record or document, and that contravention of this provision is an offence, Chair.
Being the first time, I request that the committee allows us to just take administrative action at the ministry level.
So part of that question, why were this institution got to having everybody to be on acting position?
Yeah, I think I'm not trying to rule that, but I think it's something for the CS to note and the PSSs so that we are able to continue and go forward. Otherwise, that is my request, members, because it's something that we have already tried to elaborate it quite well. So any other issue that has been raised by the members on these issues, CS and the CEO, because I want to fast track this.
Yeah.
The time is also running up, and we need to clear this hall for purposes for the 2 o'clock or 2:30 meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you very much. I have,
maybe Chute, we can give them a chance to answer the question that has been raised, then you come with your answers, the two questions that you have. Please, CEO, very fast.
Thank you, Chairman. The other items was basically whether we are still leading. When you look at East African Portland Cement from balance sheet position, it is still a leading cement manufacturer. Secondly, the issue of shareholding and restructuring. As a listed corporation, we are supposed to have at least 25% of the shares traded at the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Currently, only 6% is traded. This is targeting that compliance element.
Chair, point of order, Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa.
Chair, the acting MD is misleading the committee. He's talking about leading manufacturer. And earlier, he said, we are at 3% now. So, manufacturing means you are manufacturing to your best, your capacity. But now, if you say it's the largest company, fine, asset-wise. But why do you say you are doing 3% and you are saying you are the largest manufacturer?
CEO, please try to be very factual on this. Otherwise, you'll need to substantiate these issues that you're talking about.
Please, Chair, remind the CEO that is on record.
Yeah.
And he will be responsible for statement of fact.
Continue, CEO, and try to be very brief.
Thank you, Chairman. That is well noted. In terms of asset base, we're a big size entity. In terms of our size in the market share, it's a matter we are working on to make sure that we reclaim our position in the industry. Thank you. On the issue of share.
Yes, Mandago. Mheshimiwa Mandago.
I think the truth of the matter is that East Africa Portland Cement is number 4. They are nowhere near number 1. And you don't need to look for evidence, Chair. If you see the growth of cement factories in this country, it tells you that they are eating into the share that they used to. Maybe the CEO is referring to previous data. But
Maybe, Mheshimiwa Mandago, we will maybe need more time with the Portland Cement, as you indicated. So he will come and clarify and give us the rating later because of what he's trying to present to us, which is not factual.
Chair,
I believe it will be best dealt with when the CS is here, so that if there are issues to be corrected, at least you get it direct.
Chair, I think we need to visit that factory also to see what is happening there. We want to see the situation it is in.
Very well. Well noted. Yes, Mheshimiwa Mandago.
I think we should not let the CEO get away with this casual approach to the responses of this matter. He must know that by the time matters arrive to the committee, there are serious concerns both from public and stakeholders. And by the time a statement is asked, Honorable Chair and the committee sitting here, not forgetting that we have to forfeit a national prayer breakfast to be here, I find the approach of the CEO being too casual to the matters that are being discussed in this House. And if we are going to continue with those kind of response, Honorable Chair, I think we shall not be doing justice to the mandate of this committee.
Chair, if I heard the CEO very well, he didn't mention that the Portland cement is number one. He said it's leading, and leading can be any number.
That's interesting. Anyway, CEO, any other issue that you need to raise before we close that matter of Portland?
Thank you, Chairman. First of all, I want to bring to the attention of the members the fact that we had undertaken a plant refurbishment program recommissioned by the CS herself, which we expect to reposition the business. That was done this month, and going forward, we expect to build on that to reclaim our position. I want to make that commitment, but more importantly, the question that was asked by the Honorable Member on staff cost evolution, that decline precipitated out of our inability to sustain employment contracts, which is unfortunate, but on re-establishment or stabilization of the business, we expect to undo that. This crystallized out of a redundancy program, of course not a good thing, but precipitated out of the condition of the business. You must see also the finance cost, which has been on a decline, basically to emphasize on the cost containment initiatives we had undertaken for purposes of survival. The other question on loss from operations, when you look at the evolution of the same, again, you will realize that there has been a decline from as high as 3.2 billion to 1.9. This is expected to be completely turned to profitability by virtue of the fact that now going forward we will be able to unlock a better capacity utilization from the historical 25% to 75% against a break-even of 45%. Thank you, Chairman.
Mheshimiwa Chute, I believe you have the two questions, but before you put your questions, I want to refer to the follow-up question or issues that was raised in regards to the first statement of audible oil, that we confirmed that.
Chair.
Yes.
With your indulgence.
Yes.
Can I request that so that when we go to that, we then handle the issue of edible oil, we can dispense this matter
of Portland?
Yes.
I hope that you second that. Okay, continue then. Continue.
Thank you very much, Chair. I want to be very brief. I have two questions for the MD and one question for Madam CS. There is a loan from JICA, which was 7.67 billion. And this loan was paid by the Kenya government. Then you are telling us, this is on page 6. On page 8, Roman 1, you said, release of outstanding compensations from government for land acquired to Dole Mombasa Road and for the SGR corridor. The National Land Commission gazetted the acquisition on 17th with expectation of award, valuation, settlement in the current financial year. My question is, if the government has paid this money in full on March 20th, 2022, don't you think it is the government can claim this money for the road so that they can compensate themselves. That's question number one. Question number two is you talked about leases for vehicles, and you've been there for, you've said 10 years as accountant, right? You said you have been at, on MD, have you been at Kenya Portland for 10 years?
Yes.
As a chief accountant or CFO?
Various roles.
And then up to CFO, right?
Yes.
So during that mismanagement, if I say you are part and parcel of mismanaging that organization, would I be wrong?
These issues started in 2012, way before I joined Portland.
Yeah, but anyway.
But I have been instrumental in the recovery process to where we are today.
So let's go to the issue of leases. You have vehicles under lease. Why do you have vehicles? Because I know Portland had many vehicles. What are these issue of lease you're talking about, MD? Then coming back to Madam CS, I know there are institutions under you which are struggling, and amongst them is Kenya Portland Cement and KNTC also, and many others. And if you look at the situation today in the market, imagine like Simba Cement, Nyumba Cement. These organizations started just a few years back, and they are doing very, very well today. What can you do to revive this institution? And how long will it take you to at least get to #1 position? What timeline are you going to give to yourself? Because I know you have the capacity, you have able PSS here. Just tell us, because you know what is happening today in this country. All government institutions are failing. Can you tell us kindly, please, what program do you have so that these institutions are successful?
CS, maybe you can start with that, and if you have something that you can also respond on what the CEO was to respond, you can do that, because you can see the way he's also struggling to answer the questions, and it's because he's just acting MD since yesterday, so I think we can push all these questions to you.
Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa Madama.
Without sounding like contradicting the chair, you know, if the acting substantive, if the acting MD is struggling and he has been in that company for 10 years, then I will sympathize with the CS who has just moved to that docket in less than a year. But that notwithstanding, allow me to just add one more supplementary question, CS. And this has to do with the weights, the weights and measures. I don't know whether it's within your docket. But we have a problem in terms of the quantity of cement being sold to the public. In the packaging, they say it is 50 kilos. But if you sample from a number of companies, they are actually less than 50 kilos. That means they are robbing the public of value of the money. I don't know whether that falls within your State Department, but I think it is good to bring into your attention so that you know Kenyans are paying for quantities they are not getting. And that is not limited just to cement, but I have observed in cement because I have had the opportunity myself to use my weighing scale, which I would not, for purposes of these proceedings, not say it is standard, but I have every intention to go and get my weighing scale certified so that I can do the proper sampling. But this affects even agricultural produce, it affects livestock feeds. So generally Kenyans are paying more for weights or for quantities that they are not getting. I don't know whether this has been brought to attention, and what can the ministry do to make sure that the members of the public get value for their money?
Yes, please summarize the questions as indicated by the senators.
Thank you, Chair. I will take the question on what we are doing to revive some of the state corporations. I'll start with KNTC because we are at an advanced stage and we have an executive directive to reorganize, to transform and reform KNTC. Work has started, and with the recruitment of a substantive CEO that is currently going on, we have been given a deadline of 30th of June to unveil a new KNTC, new structures, a new management. And this morning, before this meeting, I had a meeting with the board to work out delivery of that deadline. And so I want to say we are on course. For East Africa Portland Cement, the company has worked on a draft recovery strategy, but that will take a little longer as we await executive directive, because we know that East Africa Portland Cement is in the list of companies that are there for privatization. And so that will work on, we will await executive directives to work out on that, to finalize on the recovery strategy, which will depend on the direction that will be taken. In terms of weights and measures, we recognize that this is one of the tools that the country has for consumer protection. And the PS has been leading a bit of work that is being done on weights and measures. I don't know whether, with your permission, the PS Trade can make one or two comments on weights and measures, but we do recognize the need for an effective and efficient weights and measures department for consumer protection and ensure that customers are buying products that are of the right weight and the right quantity. And so, Chair, if you allow, PS.
Go ahead, PS.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Honorable Member, for asking that question. Inspections of weights and measures is a function of the counties. What the Weights and Measures Department does is type approval of the instruments used to measure, amongst other functions. Thank you. When they go to do those inspections, it's by invitation by the county.
I don't know, Mheshimiwa Mandago, if that is satisfactory, but I don't think the entire mandate of weights and measures is domiciles in the counties.
Inspections.
Inspections.
Yes.
Mheshimiwa Mandago.
That function is a concurrent function between county and national government. But then what we are asking PS, so what are you doing to protect the consumers? So should we be left to these rock manufacturers who are selling us cement bags of 40 kilos instead of 50?
With the permission of Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
The Weights and Measures carries out several other functions on consumer protection other than the inspections function. And even in inspections, when issues such as underweight or lack of proper measurements are done, they routinely reach out proactively to the counties, alert them about this, and get their concurrence to train or to actually do those inspections. And it's not just in cement. They have, for example, recently intervened in the tea sector, whereby, for example, the tea weighing process was leading to underweight tea, and so on and so forth. They also have undertaken lots of work, including with Kenya Revenue Authority and other government institutions, when their capability for doing calibrations is required, for example, in alcohol flow meters and so on and so forth. But the inspection function is primarily are functioned within the counties.
Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa Madam.
So let me ask, because the semen originates from factories, who does the calibration for weighing scales at the factories before the semen leaves for the market?
And who also do the inspection on the same? Continue.
So what the Weights and Measures Department does is type approval of the instruments that are used for weighing. So for example, if a weighing machine or an instrument that is supposed to do a measurement could be weight, it could be length, it could be mass, it could be anything, before it is allowed to be used in the country, Weights and Measures Department verifies that that machine is fit for purpose. And once then that machine has been declared that it is fit for purpose and is available in the country, then counties or any other institution that is required to do inspections then uses those machines.
Maybe I feel there is a gap there, either a legislative gap or something, because there is no coordination in that area. So maybe PS we can liaise, is something that we can liaise together as a committee, so that we see, because I can see there is a lot of, there's a big gap there, which we can also come in as a committee to see, because we might, thinking of the inspection, it's left to counties, and yet there are quite a number of things that you need to have done as a department, so that we don't just leave such weights to be, for the companies to do what they want to do, and not just necessarily for cement companies, but any other companies that they do production.
With the kind indulgence of Chair and Honorable Member who asked that question, the interest in Weights and Measures Department is very, very welcome. I strongly believe that they have strong capabilities for doing more for consumer protection in the country by using the function of type approvals, by advancing a laboratory that can be used for ensuring that consumers are protected, and also by building the capacity of counties and other institutions. So this is extremely welcome.
So legal counsel, I think we can liaise on that so that we're able to follow up on that matter. Because of interest of time,
I've got one question, please.
Pardon?
I have something to ask.
Yes, I'm not concluding.
Oh.
Just for interest of time, we have found that the CS was also making a request that she wants to leave. She has a flight to catch at around 1. I also want to know, to inform you that we also want to vacate this chamber because of purposes of preparation of the 2:30 meeting. So I think we have quite a number of things that are yet to be responded to. CS. Mheshimiwa Montet, you have something, and then we'll give Mheshimiwa Chute.
They've not answered my question.
You have not answered the question for Mheshimiwa Chute. Yes. Which one?
Asked 2 questions to the
Or to the CEO.
CEO and 1 question to Madam.
Thank you, Chairman. The first question was the issue of net settling between the debt paid by the government on our behalf and the outstanding receivables. Is a matter that is acceptable, just to make sure that then the existing deficit is bridged properly. That is okay if the legislations and the laws allow, then the net settling is possible. The second part was the vehicles and the leases. These are commercial trucks for purposes of getting products to the market and facilitating an efficient route to market. That is it. Thank you.
Mheshimiwa Chute, I think if we have any other question, maybe we can supplementary question on this matter. We can hold for now. But I request that we go ahead and try to prosecute these other issues. CS, we have an issue on Uchumi Supermarket.
Chair, I have an issue of dividends, please, and that is what the members of the public would want to hear.
Oh, okay, Mheshimiwa, just a quick one.
Yes, I would want to know if there are any plans soon to pay the accrued dividends which you've not been paying to the shareholders of this company.
CEO.
Thank you, Chairman. The outstanding dividends are to the majority shareholders who had arranged that it will be paid at the opportune time when funds are available. For purposes of other plans, it will go through declaration by the board when that's a board decision. But we have that shareholder consciousness with us. Thank you.
Maybe those will follow up on when we visit the company. Yeah. So, Mheshimiwa Chuta, I think we will, in fact, even the one that
the officer is just, allow me, Chair, to complete my statement.
Yes.
Since the officer seems to want to engage the committee in a runaround mission, I would seek your indulgence here that you invoke Section 19 of the Powers and Privileges Act and fine the officer for failing to comply with the standing orders.
Exactly. And that is the reason why you also even be using the same WhatsApp and email to respond to us. And the CS is confirming that they have sent it on soft copy. So I think you don't need really to mislead this committee and making us seems to be in a wrong side. And the secretariats are to be pinned to bring all these documentations. CS, you have to say something?
Chair,
please, before the CS, please.
Yes,
I think going forward, this matter on edible oil, these officers should be put on oath anytime we are dealing with this matter.
I second the Honorable Chair.
Now, Mheshimiwa CS, I think we have not handled the issue of audible oil. I request, and honorable members, I request that you give me permission to make a directive on this, that now that you have the correspondences, we have not handled the issue of audible oil. Now we agree on when you will appear before this committee to respond. We don't just need correspondences on written correspondences. We need you to come physically to answer on those issues. Please just try to see your calendar and your diary so that you're able to give us the dates, which will be agreeable with this committee. The issue of Uchumi Supermarket, which we need some responses.
Chair, point of order. Before you leave there, you must make a ruling on the conduct of this officer who has deliberately decided to take this committee on a ride on Section 19 of the Powers and Privileges Act. Chair.
Please read to us the
Chair.
Legal Counsel. Please read to us the wacha kwanza asomewe alafu tutampatia CS asema anataka kuomba msamaha on behalf of the guy.
Chair, Section 19 of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act sets out as follows, that where a witness summoned does not appear or appears but fails to satisfy the relevant House of Parliament or committee, or the relevant House or committee may impose upon the witness such fine not exceeding 500,000 shillings, having regard to the witness's condition in life and all the circumstances of the case. Additionally, Chair, Section 23 addresses the duty of public officers to give evidence, and it sets out that no public officer shall refuse to produce before Parliament or a committee any paper, book, record or document, and that contravention of this provision is an offence, Chair.
So I think it is under, and you understand now what is being discussed by the senators. CS, I don't know if you have something to say about this and about your officer in regards to this.
Chair, I just wanted, with your permission, to request this committee to allow me to take up the matter administratively, close any administrative gaps, and provide the information that is required, and avoid such occurrences in future. And being the first time, I request that the committee allows us to just take administrative action at the ministry level.
Mheshimiwa Mandago.
It's okay, Chair.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa Wachute.
I think before we leave the issue of edible oil, this edible oil, Chair, if you look at question B.
Mheshimiwa Wachute, I think we will prosecute this matter as a substantive issue. And that is why I wanted this a date.
Yes, I am coming to that, Chair.
Yes.
Let me finish my question. What I'm trying to say is this. There are suppliers who are supposed to come before this committee. I want to know, the lead clerk, to tell us how far has it gone. And are we going to have the CS, the National Trading Corporation management, and the suppliers to come on the same day or at different days?
Mheshimiwa Wachute, I think when the CS reply to this letter, we'll be able to get the suppliers. Then this committee will invite these suppliers to this committee. Then thereafter, we'll also have more time with the CS after we've met with the suppliers. So I think let us just give the CS a chance to reply to this letter. Then thereafter, we will put on schedule what is required for her to answer after the suppliers.
Thank you, Chair. But how long do you think?
That is why we wanted the CS to give us more
for
time.
answering the letter, so that
Yes.
we can get the contacts
Yes.
with the suppliers.
Okay.
Yes.
CS, please give us a schedule of these meetings, and get to understand that we need faster time to communicate with to make the invitation to the suppliers. Then thereafter you come after we met with the suppliers.
Yes.
So we can give you 1 month.
Chair, point of order, Chair.
Yes.
On question A, the CS can give us the list and physical address of all contracted suppliers in the next 1 week.
In 7 days.
Yes.
Is that in order? Is that in order, CS? That is just as a written submission on that.
That is in order, Chair.
Then after that, we'll give you like one month to appear before this committee on this issue of audible oil. So give us a specific dates.
Thursday, 27th of June.
Hiyo ni mapema. Hiyo ni mapema. Wacha nikupatie another 1 more week.
Chair,
on that.
why?
It's because, the reason why I'm saying this is because we need time also to invite these suppliers. And
But
we need to have
Chair,
enough time for them to be prepared. So just push it to another 1 week, if that is okay with you. If it's not, then we can stick on that.
Chair, we propose 11th of July.
11th of July.
Yes.
That's okay. That's okay. So maybe, CS, for us to conclude these issues, you will come up with the issue of audible oil, the Uchumi supermarket, and there is issue that is not yet handled today on the KDC. I think that one we can also attempt to answer those issues.
With your indulgence, Chair.
Yes.
What stops the CS from responding to KDC statement? And I see the
It's
CEO
time.
is also here.
It's time. We're almost closing up. And she also requested to leave. So maybe for that matter, we'll also respond on that issue on that particular date. So I think without if there is no any other matter, members, do you have any other issue?
Chair, is it possible for my team to handle the KDC issue, the Uchumi matter, even
now?
as I leave? Yes.
No,
Even
we don't
if-
have time
Chair.
of this.
Okay.
Chair, I think we can, with the indulgence, who's the CEO of KDC is here, the PSS are here. Why don't we just listen to them so that if there will be issues that are remaining, then the next CS is coming, we'll just come to respond to supplementary issues. I think we can spend about 30 minutes because I saw the matter for KDC that heavy. I think it was just some information the committee was seeking so that we can, with the indulgence chair, we can release the CS since the PSS can remain behind so that we can prosecute these matters. If, with your permission, humbly requesting, Honorable Chair.
That's very good, and that's okay, Mheshimiwa Mandago. But the management, the Senate management, is also trying to push us on this because they want to do the preparation of this chamber because of the afternoon sitting. So we are also being pushed to vacate this room. So I think with that, we have no...
Chair.
Yes, Mheshimiwa Daktari.
Yeah, Chair, I think the reason why we are not able to dispense the business of this committee today is because we've listed a lot of issues, statements to be responded by the Cabinet Secretary. So let's not again go to risk on 11th of July to have so many in our agenda that day. I suggest that the part of the statements that are not responded today, we can do before the 11th of July, even at the absence of the Cabinet Secretary or with the PSS who can come here and respond to those statements. Because we cannot again put all those statements again on the 11th. And this matter of edible oils, it has been before this committee for quite some time.
Yeah. I agree with you, Mheshimiwa Lelegwe. So,
Chair.
yes, Mheshimiwa.
Let me also, in support of Senator Legwe, that is what should happen. Number two, Chair, I wanted the CS to tell us the situation with the former CEO of Kenya National Trading Corporation when she comes back here.
Well noted. So I think what we are going to do, CS, we will liaise with the PS, the office of the PS, in charge of KDC, together with any other officer, so that in case there is need, then we can call them in between, so that you don't have a lot of things to respond on the 11th. Is it 11th? On the 11th of July. So I think we will liaise so that the KDC issue and any other issue like Uchumi supermarket can be discussed in your absence. I hope that's what you said.
Chair, I want, with your indulgence, I want the Secretariat to note that supplementary question in regards to the former CEO of Kenya National Trading Corporation.
Yes. Thank you very much. I think, are we in agreement?
Just seek clarification from Senator Chute. I don't know how relevant is that to the matter in question, because in government, officers are perpetual and successive to the extent that whoever is there inherits the problems and profits of that organization. They should be able to explain.
Chair.
When officers have left organization, why should we baggage them following them and the
Chair.
organization is existing? Just some information maybe it should.
Chair, I think yes, that's a very good question. But the person who mismanaged that organization was the former CEO of that organization. And she was taken, let me finish, Chair. She has already gone to court. And the CS has just said, someone has to go for terminal leave before you get a substantive CEO. So is she on leave? Is she still on leave? Is she interdicted? Those are the things that I wanted to know.
But definitely, Mheshimiwa Chute, these are issues that will come when we are having an engagement with the CS.
Yeah, exactly. That's
it's not something that we need to write.
Chair, allow me to say this. You know, Senator Chute is trying to dictate the business of this committee. He should be reminded that he is only a friend of the committee. And if he has any other substantive matter, he can raise a substantive statement.
Chair,
Chair, we have a lot of work
Well
to
noted.
handle. Senator
I
cannot
then rule-
take us on one
As
item.
I
I
then
earlier
rule to
said,
that.
As I earlier said, Chair, the problem with Mandago is he thinks he's still a governor. You are not a governor, my friend. The questions that I asked, it is my question.
Okay, Mheshimiwa Chute, and well noted. So I want to bring this meeting to a close so that we are able to give the management of the Senate to prepare this room. And I will allow also the CS to attend to your other engagement. And want to thank you so much, CS, for finding time with us. But you can really see the kind of engagement we have with you. They're quite a lot. We have not even done halfway because we are having a lot of issues with you. CS, if you remember, I've been talking about the issues of bills that are within this committee, which we have not yet received some correspondences or even your responses to this to the bills that are in this committee, particularly on the county licensing bill, which has already been passed. In fact, we are ready for us to assent by the president. I'm very sure it has just gone out of your ministry without being discussed. There is a startup bill. A startup bill has gone through this chamber, this Senate. It is now in the National Assembly. I hope you will also get time as a ministry to look at that bill. That bill is a very important bill. It is probably you will get it to put your comments as a ministry at the National Assembly because it has already been approved by this Senate, this chamber, this House. There is also a bill on the street vendors bill. That bill is also in this House. It's in the second reading. And probably in the next few days, it will go to the National Assembly. So maybe you really need to, and we've been calling you all along. We've been also giving you invitation to respond to these bills. And there are correspondences to that effect. And we feel like your ministry is not really taking serious on our bills and issues that need to be taken into consideration. Because if for example, issues concerning the street vendors bill, it's a very important bill that we need also to get your views as a ministry. You are a mother ministry to all these counties. So these are issues that we really need to have one-on-one engagement. Yes, Mheshimiwa Vice Chair, you have something.
Just to add on what the chair is saying, Cabinet Secretary, I'm the sponsor of the street vendors bill. So when I actually saw that the Cabinet Secretary is a lady, I'm not saying on gender issues you're equally competent, but that adds more being sympathetic to the issue at hand. So I kindly implore you to add your comments on that before we proceed.
So those are the issues that we are really looking forward to see your engagement with us. We also feel like we are not really working closely together because when it comes to issues of even sometimes trips, your ministry is looking at the other side so much to an extent that international trips, you don't even invite us. Whenever you get invitation from the president, from the other stakeholders, we need to be involved in one or the other. We are also intending to bring to your notice that we intend to have some collaborations with issues of CAIPs and other engagement like the aggregated industrial parks. We need to have engagement with you because these things are being done in the counties. And we want to feel feel that we are also involved in one or the other. So with those in summary, I think I will give you 1 minute to say something on the issues that I've already raised as a committee so that we are able to work together. Otherwise, thank you very much. And I also want to thank the entire team that has also or even your delegation, and then the members of the committee and the secretariats as well. Thank you very much. CS, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. Your comments are well noted. We shall participate actively in these bills. To my knowledge, we participated in the licensing bill, but we are going to refresh that. But on the startup bill, the street vendors, we shall immediately take it up. Also, your comments on the trips, we shall ensure even closer collaboration. We have sent 2 letters this week on something to do with the Africa-Korea Business Forum. We are also inviting your participation in the negotiations for the strategic trade and investment partnership with the US that is happening in Mombasa, and later on another round of negotiation that will be in the US, and we'll give you specific dates, and also your participation in some of the activities that we've been asked to set up in Bungoma at the wake of the Madaraka Day, but we'll ensure to communicate in time and let you know of any issues that are coming up.